COVID-19 has changed many students' situations. The Alvord family in Nashville, Tennessee, returns to school full-time, but with modifications and safety precautions.
My name is Christy Alvord. We live in Nashville, Tennessee. I've got a seventh grade girl and a fifth grade boy. They are attending full-time and in person. They started August 19th. And I'll give the school an enormous amount of credit. They have done a phenomenal job of figuring out the best possible ways to keep the kids and the faculty and staff, who are arguably at a higher risk, safe. That said, from a concern standpoint, what they can control is what happens within the school. What they can't control is the community around them. And so when we went back to school on August 19th, I would say the infection rate was 30 new cases per day per 100,000, which is high. Right. And so that wasn't at the level where you wanted to be going back to school by most standards. So that made us nervous. That said, we felt the precautions were really good and we thought we'd give it a try. In the past, about a week and a half, 2 weeks since we started school, the county that we're in is now down at from 30 down to 18. So we're trending in the right direction. Still, there's a whole lot of schools across the country that aren't open in that environment. In terms of how it's different for the kids, so you got a daily wellness check. They wear masks all day long. They're going to school in cohorts, and they used to mix up for every class. They have assigned seats in every class. A lot feels different to them. They have been really, really happy to be back at school. And so that's been good to see. I think there were concerns, I guess maybe it wasn't as much our concern, but some of the media about, hey, would kids find the new environment scary or would the mask bother people and all that? And I actually think it has not been the case for our children. I think all the precautions make them feel safer. There's a town hall that they did, and the head of lower school said about 3 or 4% of the families opted to do remote learning. The intent is to have the kids who aren't in the classroom get as close to feeling like they are. And our kids are in a private school, and the public schools, well, we went back in person. The public schools in the area did not. They went back virtual. So I don't think anyone's figured out the perfect answer. We spend a lot of time trying to figure out what's going to be right for our kids and what's right for their education and what's the safe thing and all that. And we stress about it and we worry about it. But the fact of the matter is, we're incredibly fortunate, right? We have choices. We can sort of debate, should they go to school? Should they stay home? But we have laptops and we have Wi-Fi and we have parents who can help them in either case. And that's nothing in comparison to what some families are going through now with the pandemic. And so you step back and say, we're not making the trade-off of, do I keep my job or do I keep my child home safe, or do I feed my family? There's impossible choices that a huge part of our population are having to make. It's tragic and largely unfair.
Reporting for Scott Center, I'm Phoebe Golson.